All right, 130 grain Barnes TTSX in Starline Brass 308. So this is brand new Starline Brass. Let me just tell you, I don't have a ton of experience with compressed loads. In fact, this is really the first time. I went by the Barnes manual, so I did none of these loads you're going to see me shoot today are over what they said I could load. In fact, there would be zero probability I could go any more, and I'll explain why. So this is about 1.5 grains under max I'm getting ready to shoot. However, with this brand new Starline Brass, apparently there's not as much case capacity. So it's way up in the neck, like probably halfway up in the neck. And when I get to my last load, it literally was at the very, very top of the rim of the neck, and I had to tap it just to take the funnel off of it and avoid powder spilling everywhere. All these loads are compressed, obviously. You know, I've reached out to several people, including Barnes, and I think it's gonna be fine, but I'm a little apprehensive. We're gonna start with this load that's not the max. We're gonna work up to the max. So here we go. All right, here's the first 3 shots, 130 grain TTSXs. Compressed load, and we're gonna work our way up to max, but hey, pretty darn good. All right, so all my worrying apparently so far has been for nothing. That was the second compressed load. We're about 1 grain away from max, but once again, at the very top of the neck. With powder, no issues. The first group is really close together. Really good group. I can put on the screen now kind of what the velocity is, but I think it's like 3120 or something on this second group. We've got 2 more groups to go. So yeah, no issues so far, no signs of pressure. Looks like the group is pretty good. I'll show you. Pretty darn good. So I'm consistently going 1, 2, 3, about 3 inches to the left. Really good groups. That's about 1 inch group. That's about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the scope over 3 inches and shoot 2 more groups. All right, so shot the last 2 groups with 1/2 grain below max and max, and absolutely falling over the edge full on powder. Honestly, the velocity didn't jump at that much at all. In fact, it ended up being about 100 feet per second slower than what the book said, which is not super uncommon. Plus, they probably had a 24-inch barrel, and I believe this is a 23-inch barrel. This old Mauser barrel, I think it's 23. But velocities never got up there where I wanted. Not that they were bad or anything. They were good. So anyway, no signs of pressure until that last 3-shot group, which was max. And there was a little bit of flattening around the edge of the primer. Nothing excessive, though. Not that big of a bolt lift or anything, so my fears of the compressed load were not. They didn't amount to much. I didn't think they would, because I worked my way up safely, and I also went by what the manual said to do, but still, it just kind of freaked me out when it was that full. Let's look at the groups right here. One just a little bit north, two off to the left. So that's a, let's say 2-inch group probably. There's the last one. Not bad at all at an inch group. So to recap, I believe that's the first one. That was the second one, the best probably. I did take the scope over a couple inches. I didn't go all the way, but I did adjust it a little bit to get on paper here at the edge of this target. And that's the third group, and there's the fourth group. So actually that's probably the best. So I will measure all these. All right, so accuracy was not a problem. All the groups were good. 308 shot them good, which 308 always shoots accurate groups. So I'm going to continue to shoot these 130 grain Barnes TTSXs, but in a different 30 caliber. I'm going to get my 30-06. It just seems to me much better suited, especially with that W748 powder. Plenty of room in there. You can go all the way up to like 60 grains. You can put 5 or 6 more grains of powder in that 30-06, get probably significantly more velocity, and you're not even maxed out. You're not even going to be as full as this 308 was. So though it shot accurately, though it had good velocity, some loads and some powders are just better in another cartridge. So all in all, pretty good, but I'm going to shoot this next in my 30-06. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, take care.